kind of, if you see my eyes darting to the side, I'm just going to keep looking at the waiting room and make sure that that we get everyone in who wants to be here. So this is our first parent meeting of the year, the virtual parent meeting. Just a couple of short introductions. My name is Scott Hanson. I'm the principal. Ms. Arboleda, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Lucia Arboleda. I'm the assistant principal here at St. Joseph.
Dr. Jones, would you introduce yourself?
Sure. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tabia Jones. I'm the CEO president of SJA. Welcome.
And then this is a meeting where our board members are invited to attend as well. And I know we have at least one board member on here. So would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, hey. Hi, everybody. Dr. Ty Beadle. Good to see everyone.
Dr. Beadle is our senior ministry advisor from FSI as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Oops. Okay, so everything's in Spanish in parentheses. So if anyone is speaking Spanish and would like a verbal translation, please mention something in the chat. Otherwise, it's here on the screen, and we'll try to do it that way for the meeting. Todas la información es en los dos lenguajes. So, si quieres una explicación verbal, please, por favor, poner una pregunta en el chat abajo. Y podemos hacer eso para usted. Okay, so the agenda today is we did a couple introductions. In fact, we had another board member join. Norm, if you're able, would you mind introducing yourself real quick?
Good afternoon, Norm McGee. I'm actually Director of Programs at Neighborhood House, and I'm in my 4th year as a board member.
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here. So we're going to share some highlights from 2020 so far, some challenges, a Boys and Girls Club option that is still available, and then go over some data from the survey, feedback and responses that we got from our parents. And then, of course, time at the end for question and answer, and I anticipate this taking about 30 minutes, if not less. So some highlights. Let's see if I can minimize here. Some highlights from 2020 is that since we are all virtual, we do have 100% of our SJA families connected and supported with technology if needed. Now, with that support, sometimes there are some glitches, but we have a full-time IT person, and he even has support from his supervisor. So we are in constant communication with families. The biggest important thing was to get them devices and then to make sure they were connected. So we called every single family and made sure that they had a device, and if they needed some kind of connection with a hotspot to Wi-Fi, we were able to provide that to them as well. And if there are issues with those, we've been able to support them. So as obviously things will come up, so we address them as they come up, but we can say that 100% of our SJA students have what they need to be engaging with the learning plan for this year, which is great. Since day one, since the first day of school, we've had over 90% attendance every single day. And that's been fantastic. We've been tracking that. And even though it's easy just to click a button, our attendance is being up at 8:15 and being in crew, our half-hour time in the morning, and to have over 90% every single day attending is really remarkable. So great job with that, and hopefully we can continue that trend. We've had increased communication between teachers and parents. We've had good communication before, but this distant learning environment has also allowed an opportunity for more communication. We know that with Class Dojo, parents who speak Spanish can click the translate button and be able to communicate with their teachers who maybe don't speak Spanish. And there's been a lot more back and forth between teachers and parents this year, which has been fantastic. Today, this year we started Leaders of Our Own Learning Day, and we've had very positive results. This is something that reinforces our mission statement. In our mission, it talks about educating students to be lifelong learners and problem solvers. And so on Leaders of Our Own Learning Day, which we started in November, students have the opportunity to take the reins of their own learning. We give them guidance, we give them activities, learning activities to do, and they take it from there and they post the results. And so I'm going to try to swiftly here to show some examples of that. So my screen should still be sharing. Here's K4 through first grade, some examples. Got some faith formation, got videos and pics. We got some Christmas problems going on, some drawing, some art, some math, some reading. And then we got 2nd and 5th grade. Even got some exercise going on here. Got some making a promise with Big Sister. That was part of the Rise Up, the character piece there. And then in the middle school, we got middle schoolers participating as well, playing some music for art, doing some exercise. This is more of the afternoon stuff, and the morning reading time. There's kid reading, doing some faith formation, memorizing prayers. So we've had a great response from teachers, staff, and students when we did this in November. So we went ahead and did it again today. Today is the 2nd day that we've done this, and we'll probably continue doing it once a month. It aligns and brings together a lot of what we're trying to do, and really helps the reinforce the mission statement of what we're all about. And then one thing we also started this year is a student voice group. And Ms. Barbalade, I'm going to put you on the spot here if you don't mind just talking briefly about what the student voice group is and what the success has been so far with it.
Yeah, so the student voice group is an opportunity for the students to share their experience here at school based on our wide goal, which is building community. So we are really focused this year on building community, having every student feel that sense of belonging, even though it is distance learning and it's been virtual, so we don't get to see each other, but we still want to connect with one another, and we also want to hear what they have to say. So we have implemented also Crew, and that's basically a time for the students to connect with one another, with the teacher, and at the same time reflect on their goals, their behavior based on our Rise Up and our mission and values here at St. Joseph Academy. We have had one meeting so far with the different grade levels, and it has been successful. A lot of the students have shared that they love to learn about God in every single meeting. That was the common thing that the students said, that they have been given an opportunity to be able to see their friends, in the camera, and they look forward to join Crew in the morning to be able to connect with the teacher as well. So that was what the students were able to share with everybody during this meeting.
Yeah, that's a great thing you're doing there, and we look forward to that also being a great source for students' voice in the future, especially as we go through this year. Now, I'm not gonna lie, right? There's been challenges. We all know that. There's challenges to this new school year. So a few of them are for the teachers, learning a whole new way of assessing students and grading. They've been doing a fantastic job of navigating this new remote landscape. I think you can understand that when a teacher is in their classroom, they manage every single piece of that classroom, every minute, every second. They make millions of decisions every day to manage that classroom so that students can learn the best way that each of them know how. And they have control over that classroom. They have control of what's on the walls. They have control of how much wait time they're going to give a kid to think before they give the answer. They have control of what's around the students, what kind of distractions may or may not be there, what kind of positive reinforcements may be there, what kind of technology is in the classroom, right? So teachers have a lot of control in their classroom. Well, in distant learning, they don't have that control as much, right? And so they don't control who's behind or who's to the side of their students when they're at home. They don't have control of the noise outside the student's house that might be distracting them, all sorts of things. And so not only are they learning how to deliver the curriculum and the learning activities in a new way, but also connecting with the students and making sure that the students are engaged and focused and concentrating. And along with that too is grading. You know, when you can give a solid, quiet 40 minutes, 45 minutes to, in order to, sorry, I'm gonna let some people in. When you, for an assessment, they can, you know, students will have that set time of quiet and concentration time. Well, you can't guarantee that at home. And so how do we assess the students then differently? How do we grade them differently? So they're working through all that. They're doing an awesome job, but it is a challenge. And so we constantly talk about how we can make things better in this new way. Also, another challenge has been students learning how to stay engaged in each class. Some students have checked out. Some students have signed in for morning crew and then they leave and the teacher doesn't see them for the rest of the day. So we call those people. We don't let them off the hook, believe me. But it is a challenge. And I know teachers would love to have 25 screens on their screen every single minute. So that's been a challenge. We're getting better at it. I think teachers have found their way of helping students stay engaged. But ultimately, especially for the older kids, it's on them and they need to stay engaged. And parents, everything you can do to help with that. I know, especially if you're on this call, I'm sure you're doing great with it. And so whenever you talk to your friends who have kids here, please keep them encouraged to do the same. So keeping them engaged is tricky. We're getting better at it every day, but it has been a challenge. And then students turning in work as well. There are some with zeros who just haven't turned in anything. And so you can believe me too that we are reaching out to them and making sure that they understand what the expectations are. But again, not having that control in the classroom, we can't sometimes give them either the time, well, we can't give them the time or the space or the quiet that maybe they need and aren't getting. So some of those natural consequences, parents, I just want to be perfectly honest with you, is that they're not going to be ready for next year. And if it's either your child or you know of a friend's child who's struggling with that, please encourage them to make sure they're turning in the work. Or if they don't know how, to be contacting the teacher. But there's plenty of ways to contact the teachers, Class Dojo or by calling, many different ways. And if anything, just call the office and have them talk to me or Mrs. Arboleda, and we will certainly take it from there. But it's not like a magic potion is going to show up in January that we're going to be able to
He's trying to prep people because some of these parents really think January 2nd, they've been holding on to that day. Whereas I knew January 2nd was not already done told my kids. And I even told the office, I was like, even if magically they open, you still won't be going. Hello?
Hi, can I ask you to mute? You can ask a question later.
What's your date of birth?
Oh, let's see. I'm going to try to mute this microphone. That's causing some distractions. All right, cool. I had a question come through the chat on grading. When should we expect report cards? If you haven't received them yet, that's certainly not what we've planned. We've been sending them out, so it could be a mailing address issue. But I'll make note of this, and we will we'll certainly contact you and make sure we get you the report card, because they are done and they should be out there. So I'm sorry for that. All right, so those are some of the challenges we've experienced so far. Let's see here. I realize I'm sharing my screen too, so I gotta be careful of what I put up here. So one option that we have is Boys and Girls Club. So this is located on Rogers and 24th Street. It's the Davis location. Dominica Johnson Torado. She's our normal club manager on site at SJA, but she is there every day and she knows our students. So she wanted to make sure that parents knew that there are still 7 spots available. So if you need a place where they can concentrate, if you need a place where they're supported because you need to work or whatever other reason, if home's not working out well, then you can bring your kid there every day. They have all the different protocols set in place to keep kids safe, but they have the space and they have very limited number of desks in each room, but they do have 2 rooms exclusively for SJA students. So it's not like they have full classes there, but they do have space and they do have desks spaced out. And so they have 7 spots available. So if you're a parent that needs a place to bring your student each day for remote learning, please contact Dominica Johnson Torado. You can do that by calling us. She's also on Class Dojo. You can reach her there, or you can go to the website you see on the screen, bgcmilwaukee.org. And they have applications in English and in Spanish. And you just have to select St. Joseph Academy when you get to that part. All right. So let's get to survey feedback. We're running a little late here. So I'm going to try to go somewhat quick through this. The first question is, how pleased are you, and this is asking parents, are you with the overall distance learning plan implemented by SJA? We have 3 data points from September, November, and December. And as you can see, what we want to see here is blue and red, very pleased and it's okay. And so you can see very pleased went from 37 to 47 up to 52% with the latest survey. And if you excuse me 1 minute, I do have to get my son, so just 1 second because he just woke up from a nap. I apologize. All right, not your typical parent meeting. So what is typical this year, right? I'm glad that parents are overall pleased with our distance learning plan. And our next question we asked, how pleased are you with the distance learning activities and plans provided by your child's? I see, yeah, she's here. That's awesome. Good timing. So you can look at the graphs here, and you'll see that the very pleased has also risen since September. And I'm going to change locations here, so excuse me.
Your brain is all
Okay. So parents really pleased with their teachers' performance, which is great. I am as well. They're doing awesome. And I think that the personal touches that they're giving to their classrooms and to their students this year has been really effective. So it makes sense to me that these are very high numbers. 2 questions here about COVID. So the first one is, if the community's positive COVID percentage rate is too high and SJA cannot open January 4th, how would you feel? Blue is pleased and red is okay, but not pleased, but not displeased either. Yellow is displeased, but I understand the reason. And then green is upset. So very, very small sliver of people would be upset if we don't open in January. The vast majority of parents are saying that they would be either pleased or at least okay with us not going or not opening. So in November, that number was 85.9%. December, it was 78.1%. But even the displeased, but I understand the reason, almost doubled. And I think that's partly because everyone knows the realities of the data that exist. If you've been following the Monday updates that I've been giving on our immediate location of SJA, then you know that the percentages of positive cases are skyrocketing. In the last 7 days, we've had 50%. That means that everyone who tested in those 3 zip codes, everyone who got a COVID test, half of them came back positive. And so, you know, it's recommended that the community rate be somewhere between 3 and 5%. And we're obviously at 50. So we have a ways to go in our community to get down to safe levels for that. So it looks like the parents are also, based on this data, are aware of that reality as well. And then the other question about that was if it is safe to do so, and we plan, and we do continue with our plan to start in-person instruction on the 4th, how would you respond? And this we started in September when it looked more promising that the rates would be down. And I wanted to keep asking it for each survey so that we could track the trends here of the data. So that's why it's showing up again. So blue is a parent saying they would send their child to in-person classes. Red is I would keep my child at home. And yellow is I'm not sure what I would do yet. The little slivers, that's my mistake. I don't know the way I crafted the question on Google Forms, it allowed for unique question or answers. So I apologize for that. But as you can see, the number of people who said they would send their children to in-person has gone down steadily from September. So 32% down to 22, down to 20. Coincidentally, does it make sense then? If that went down, then the number of people who said they would keep their child at home has gone up from 32% to 41%, and then up to almost 48%. Would keep their kids home, and then not sure is a quarter. So we have 470 students, about 350 some parents. So half of them would be keeping them home, and I'm not great at math, but a quarter of 350 is, I don't know, somewhere around 90 or so students are, or 90 or so parents are not sure, you know, what they're going to do yet if we were to go through with what our original plan was back in August. So interesting data there for sure. And then I wanted to share some comments from the most recent survey, which was just distributed on Monday. And I know Monday was the 30th, but I'm calling it the December 1st survey because we had the majority of responses come in yesterday on the 1st. So on the left, you see some positive comments. I just want to give voice to them because teachers deserve to hear this. Que todo vaya bien. Things are going well. Just want to say thank you for all the help that you guys have given and the support. Está bien y hay comunicación de maestros con estudiantes. It's good and there's communication between parents and students. Everyone's been doing a wonderful job during distance learning. This person says she's hoping with patience that that the solution to the pandemic happens soon. I do appreciate all the updates and the hard work that is going on. And then this person said, we are all, stop moving my cursor so that goes away. We are all attempting to stay safe with current infection rates going up. That's true. On the left-hand side, I also want to be transparent and share some of the concerns parents had. So one was the only concern here that the carpetas se entregaron, so the folders would be handed out at a different schedule besides 7:30 because it's too early for this person. So we might be able to accommodate this person if they call the office. I'm sure we can figure something out. Nothing much, but specials are a little challenging, but not academics. And I would agree, the schedule for specials is challenging. A lot of them occur in the afternoon, and by then, even though they don't require a ton of screen time, especially with PE, obviously, but it's hard. It's been a long day for kids, and you know, it's hard to fit everything into the morning. So we understand, and we're trying to make specials as best as they can be, and we're starting to see some improvements there. This is through very difficult times, and I feel that a little extra reward could go a long way. This person had a longer response that talked about another school that's kind of doing little rewards here and there to keep the motivation for students who are attending every day and doing everything we're asking them to give them some rewards. So we give shout outs to students, certainly, but we'll definitely, that was a great idea. So we'll definitely consider figuring out some type of something special we can do for the children who are really exceeding our expectations. One person said, I'm not happy with virtual learning. My daughter needs to socialize with others, yet I do understand that these are hard times for everyone. I think we all can relate to this. I think we all understand where this person's coming from. And socializing is important for students. And so I just want to encourage this person and say that, you know, we do have a half hour of crew time, which is new this year. And we've seen amazing results from it already. It's half an hour in the morning where our teachers are specifically focused on developing community with their students. And there's a structure to it. There's a reading, a greeting, and an initiative, some kind of activity. And so it gives students a chance to talk about some issues, talk about their days, how they're doing. And so it really is serving a critical role of creating, as best we can in a remote situation, the socialization of the students to start off the day. And kids love it. It gets a lot of great reports from students on the student survey. So we're continuing with that. And I just want parents to understand that that's the main way we're addressing that issue, because that's an issue for all schools during this time. And then lastly, this person said it would be helpful to provide children with a year-long Chromebook so they do not lose what they have worked so hard to learn with technology. Amen. I agree. And I just want to let parents know that they will have the Chromebook all year at their disposal. So, you know, hopefully we get back in person as soon as we safely can. And I'll say that all the time. And so even when we come back into the building at some point in 2021, the Chromebooks will be there too. So all the stuff they've learned to do on them, they will be able to continue to use that. And I think teachers are also learning a lot of important and engaging ways to teach that will also continue in some form as we go in person. So let's see. I don't see any questions in the chat. I'm gonna pull the screen down here and just see if people, this is the question and answer period. And I just have one reminder about enrollment after Q&A. So it is 3 o'clock. If you need to leave, I understand. But this is the chance, if there are any questions from parents, please ask your question. And while you're thinking of any questions, Dominique, are you still here? I think I saw you log in.
Yes.
Can you give just a quick synopsis of, we already talked about Boys and Girls Club, but is there anything, I told them you had 7 spots available and what the location was. Anything else you want to say about that?
No, that was pretty much it. I know some parents are seeking another option for students to be able to do some type of in-person with children. So we do have that. It's just, unfortunately, it's just at another location.
Yep. Thank you. All right. If you don't have any questions, we'll just go on with this last reminder. And I'll hang out here on the meeting if you wanted to ask your question afterwards. Let's see, all these things on here. Here we go. And that is just simply for parents to remember that enrollment starts. It's only 2 months away, February 1st, Monday. It's the first day to enroll for next year, 2021 and 2022. And I gotta be honest, our enrollment director is on here right now, Brenda. And if, you know, we were close to filling a lot of rooms up in March. We had to close for COVID March 13th, so halfway through the second month. And we had so much momentum going. And the way we're tweaking a few things this year, we feel like we're going to have a vast majority of people enrolled by the end of February. So parents, if you're listening, please mark your calendar for Monday, February 1st to log on to the website from DPI and please and get enrolled. You of course have 20 days. You have the 1st through the 20th in February to enroll, but please get that. And I wanted to note here that new to SJA families signed up last February, so don't lose your seat. There were a lot of new to SJA families in February, and so when they come in, we have to take them. I mean, we're not going to say you can't come, but if you are a current SJA family, you get preference if you were here this year. So let's say we got everyone re-enrolled in February, and then we had another 50 new to SJA families. Well, everyone who was here this year gets preference first. However, let's say we got 95% of returning students enrolled in February, and the other 5% were new to SJA families in February, and there were no more spots in March. Even if you were here this year, we wouldn't be able to take you in March, because once February closes, then that's it, even if you're new to SJA. So I hope I didn't confuse things with that explanation. But basically, if you're a returning student, we really need you to enroll if you want to stay at SJA. I hope you do, because we love all of our families and all of our students, and it's going to be an awesome year. So just February 1st, mark your calendar. It's Monday, and we really want to get all of our families re-enrolled as soon as we can. And I see one chat here. Oh, and thank you for mentioning that. It's keeping things safe. I just want to make sure it wasn't a question. So thank you, Mr. Joel. We miss you. All right. So with that, let's see. I'm going to stop my screen share. And if there are any other questions, people are welcome to ask them. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, I think that person just has their mic on and not asking your question. All right, well, I really appreciate everyone showing up. Feel free if you have anything to add. I'll be here for another 5 minutes or so. But thank you, and you know how to reach us. And please email, communicate, call if we can help you in any way. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Mr. Hanson, this is Dominica.
Yeah.
Off topic, speaking as a parent, I just wanted to include how thankful I am and grateful of the overall SJA team, how transparent you guys been in the academics and the support the kids are getting from the teachers. They're patient, they take their time, they're explaining things to us and our kids, and I'm really grateful to have been and to continue to be a part of SJA.
Thank you, Dominica. Aaron, I see you on here, and I completely apologize. I forgot to add a slide about parent ESL classes. So,
oh, that's okay.
We're going to be offering ESL classes virtually for parents starting soon. And so I don't know, Aaron, if you wanted to say anything to that now.
Sure. I just wanted to say hi. And if you are excited about the opportunity SJA has for some virtual EL classes, we'll have some fun with words. So I just wanted to say hi. I'm Erin Glubka. So
All right, thanks.